Let me introduce myself. My name is Citra Juliska with student number 2020-1014. Yeah, I'm here to explain a little about the heroes I chose and the ones I admire. I'm here to explain to you that R.A Kartini is the pride of Indonesia and women. Raden Ajeng Kartini or Raden Ayu Kartini was either a native woman born to the 5-child noble birth of the 11 children and an enthusiastic woman of education and science. Kartini was passionate for reading and writing, but her parents were so sorry that she had to study only to get to elementary school because she needed to be taught a lesson. But because of Kartini's determination to achieve her goal, she began to develop by learning to write and read with her female friends. She immediately learned Dutch. Kartini never broke his heart. With great curiosity, he wanted to keep reading newspapers, books and magazines of Europe. And from it came the idea to advance Indonesian women from all ignorance. Along with her Dutch ability, Kartini was also a letter corresponding to correspondence from the Netherlands. Born on April 21, 1979, the R.A Kartini itself is widely known for women's liberation in Indonesia. Princess of this Raden Mas Adipati Aryo Sosroningrat then went to school until age 12, the age when she began to be subject to a test. R.A Kartini herself received her education at the Europe's Lyric School. Subject to scrutiny at the age of 12, Kartini continued at home studying, practicing writing and reading, having good Dutch ability. He continued to study by exchanging letters with his friends in the Netherlands. In addition to receiving knowledge from the outside world, Kartini also obtained many European books and newspapers sent by her companions. He said the rupiah was expected to continue to strengthen to $900 in the Jakarta interbank spot market on Tuesday. She pioneered this design by teaching girls around her to be able to write and read. There was a letter of correspondence between Kartini and Mr. J. H. Bandenu for scholarship in the Netherlands. But none of that ever happened because Kartini had to get married on November 12, 1903 with King Raden Joyodiningrat, who had been married 3 times. Kartini's fight did not stop after marriage. Like Kartini had a husband who always supported his goals to fight for the education and dignity of women, from which Kartini began the fight for the Kartini School in 1912 in Semarang. The establishment of the women's school continued in Surabaya, Yogyakarta, Malang, Madiun, and Cirebon. The Kartini School was funded by the Kartini Foundation, as the Kartini Foundation itself was funded by the fund defender family and ethical political figures. Kartini died a few days after giving birth to the first child named R.M. Sosalit on September 30 of 1904, exactly 4 days after the birth of the R.M. Sosalit. At the time, Kartini was still young relative and 25 years of age. After Kartini died, a Minister of Culture, Religion, and the Dutch Indian industrial Mr. J.H. Abandon began paying Kartini correspondence with his European friends entitled Door Tumnus Tolmit, meaning darkness and light. R.A Kartini himself is a hero who takes a place in our hearts with all his ideals, willpower, and action. His great ideas have been able to steer and inspire the struggles of his people from the ignorance of the past. With courage and genuine sacrifice, he was able to appeal to his people from the shackles of discrimination. The book was printed 5 times, and especially on the 5th print were letters written by R.A Kartini. The style expressed by R.A Kartini attracted much attention back then, especially the Dutch, because the person who wrote the letters to the European was a native woman. R.A Kartini thinking changed a lot of Dutch thinking towards indigenous women back then. The writing of R.A Kartini also inspired Indonesian figures such as W.R. Supratman, who subsequently wrote a song with the title Our Mother Kartini. Thank you so much.